Delighted to have Danny Flynn join us for an assessment of the trades. You've been hiding from me for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I got the impression you might be busy.
Yeah, I think Bell Canada did well by the Quebec League the last couple of weeks for sure.
You made some changes, but not very many. Can I ask, as we start, why?
Well, you know what? I think our plan coming into this season was we felt we were going to have a good young team, and that we would hopefully be in the top third of the league with an eye to the future. And as this team continued to play well and grow as a team, we reassessed our goals a little bit and tinkered with our plan. And we felt that this team, because they played so well, the kids have played so hard, they deserved a good veteran player to give us some experience and some proven scoring and give us a better chance to go deeper in the playoffs. So we didn't want to make wholesale changes, and we didn't want to give up our young players and the future of the team. We had some depth with draft picks and did give up one good young player in Julien Tremblay, but we were able to keep the core of the team together.
You brought Jolly in from the Titan. Had you looked at him specifically, or were you looking at a group of 20s?
Well, we identified probably three guys that we thought could fit into the type of people, the type of players that would meet our needs and make us a better team. And he was one of the guys we identified early. And we had casual conversations with Bathurst about a couple of players for about a month, and with other teams. And we probably got down to the short strokes the last couple of days. And we gave them a very good young player in Julien Tremblay and two excellent draft choices. So they certainly got very good return. But we got a quality player and a quality person with a good history of got 11 goals in 12 playoff games last year and plays hard against us every night. So we're excited about putting him in our lineup, and we think it's made our team better.
Now, he's also, from a Scholastic point of view, pretty good, too, because he won the Scholastic Player of the Month while he was with Bathurst.
Yeah, all reports on him is he's a fine young man, and we did a lot of research and a lot of background checking on the players that we had shortlisted, and not just their hockey side, but a lot of other things. And Tommy Jolie is a real solid young guy, and we heard that from everybody we talked to. So our players are excited about Tommy arriving. We just received confirmation that Adam Bazak's release has gone through, so he'll be en route here on Monday. So we think we've added two real good players to our lineup.
So Bazak is back. Jolie is the major trade. What does that do in terms of how you now rearrange your lines and so on?
Yeah, we're still going to feel our way because, as far as chemistry and things, and Devin McCausland's got a bad shoulder. He'll be out a couple of weeks. He's played very well for us, and Matt Leahy has a concussion. And as the third 20-year-old, we weren't sure whether he'd be back or not. It put us in a real tough spot, and Matt understood that. He missed half a season with a concussion a couple years back, and we couldn't put a timetable on whether he could return or not. So the fact that we were looking to upgrade our team, and the fact that Matt's status was uncertain, we chose to go this route. So he was a real quality young man and a real good soldier, and hopefully we can get him placed really shortly.
Okay. Danny, what about the other trades that the other teams made? I know you pay a lot of attention to what goes on there. You have to. Were you surprised at some of the moves, like Grant and DiDomenico, for example?
Well, St. John's certainly gave up some good players and brought in some real good things in terms of the future of their team. And they're also a pretty good team right now, and people shouldn't overlook that fact. But a lot of teams had to give up to get these high-end guys. Most teams had to give up either a first-round pick or a very good player in June. And one of the things we tried to do, because we're hosting the draft, was to keep our two first-round picks, Baie-Comeau's pick and our pick, a second-round pick and two third-round picks and 3 fours. So we got lots of good picks and lots of early picks so that, A, we can have a real good day on draft day here while it's in Moncton for the first time, and B, we can continue to restore and replenish the foundation of this draft. And we had a very good draft last year with lots of depth. We got a couple real good players here, led by Gormley and company. A couple of very good players waiting in the wings, and we tried not to trade those guys, and we were able to succeed in adding to our team without giving away a couple of real good youngsters waiting in the wings, and as well lots of picks for this year. So we'd like to think that we've also kept an eye to the future while trying to address the present.
Well, that's sort of the Flynn philosophy. philosophy, though, isn't it, to have lots of depth behind you when you start bringing these players up.
Yeah, I worked for an excellent gentleman named Sherry Basson when I was in the OHL, who went to 5 Memorial Cups in 11 years in the Ontario Hockey League, and was an assistant general manager in Quebec when they made the Matt Sundin deal, and did some wonderful things in his 1 year in Quebec and really set them up to go to Colorado and win the Cup. And he taught me a lot about how to build a team in junior hockey, and he was the architect of our teams in Sault Ste. Marie and built the Oshawa Generals, and is a brilliant hockey man. And he always said draft and develop and trade to fill holes, and that way and he says the coach thinks only of today, the manager has to think of today and tomorrow. So because I have both hats on here, I have to try and do both jobs. In fact, when I was going through the trading process here with the loss of Donnie Matheson, I called Sherry Basson, my old GM, a couple of times and sought his input and sought his advice on a couple of the things that we did. We try and add picks whenever we can, and we used to use the expression, we throw draft picks around like we throw manhole covers around. And so for us to give up 2 second-round picks for Tommy Jolie tells you what we think of Tommy Jolie.
Yes.
But having said that, we're well stocked for the draft this year. We've got some extra picks in 2010 as well. So we'd like to think that the future in terms of the Wildcats is shaping up.
And you sent one of my favorite young draft picks off to Quebec, Tyler Noseworthy. I was looking forward to maybe seeing him in a Wildcats uniform. Of course, he has some Newfoundland roots, and that endeared him to me. But I liked his attitude in Sydney. Seriously.
Yeah, Tyler Noseworthy is a good, solid player, and very close to making our team this year, and would be very close again next year. And much like Julian Tremblay, 2 excellent picks for the 6th and 8th rounds. We just thought that we would give those guys a chance to play at the Major A level. For Noseworthy, gives us a draft pick in 2010, which we hopefully can make a good choice there. And we had some depth with our draft because of our quantity and our quality. We were able to move a couple of those guys. Sasha Famine brought us a 3rd-round pick, which was really important in this deal because we gave up our 2nd-round pick this year. We've got the Valdor 3rd-round pick as a backup. So I'm conservative by nature as far as building your team. There comes a time once in a while you have to go for it, but I like to keep picks and I like to build the team through the draft.
Okay. You've had a great first half. No disputing that. Now, it's crunch time, really. It really starts to get a little tougher as we move into January, February, March. What are you looking for?
Well, there's a sign in Saskatchewan when you drive by the wheat fields there. It says the real hockey starts after Christmas, and I think that's true in this league as well. And the rosters are solidified. The teams that have improved their teams have done their business. The teams that are rebuilding are getting on with the process of rebuilding. So this is the best part of hockey, and as you get down to the short strokes, it's going to be a very competitive second half. Shawinigan's made their team really strong. Drummondville the same. Rimouski the same. There's some St. John has done some quietly good things. There's lots of good teams here. PEI made some great moves. So we're excited about getting down to it. The foundation of our team is hard work and grit. Nothing else matters for us if those 2 things aren't there. We like to think that we can continue to build and grow as a team and try and peak when we get to the money in March.
Okay, well, we'll look to the money in March. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall after Tuesday night's game in the dressing room, but we won't talk about that too much.
Yeah, I would have traded about 17 of them that night. The 48-hour rule after a game, you wait your 48 hours before you make any decisions. So.
Always a delight to talk to the Director of Hockey Operations and the head coach of the Moncton Wildcats, Danny Flynn.